Happy
and
birthday.
welcome to the finale of Capricorn III Closure. I'm Deuceman Dan. These are the wonderful nerds I'm playing with, and I think that's really it. Sarah, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Sarah, Conquistadora de la Estrella on Twitch and YouTube. Again, the long-running joke is that I should do more with this, but I don't because I'm lazy. Yeah, that's basically it. And I'm the storyteller and the capricious whims of fate, I guess, for this bunch of misfits. Let's see how things go.
Ryan, who are you and what do you do? Oh, sorry, we're not done.
No, I'm just kind of like not really stringing words together right now.
Okay. Ryan, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Ryan. I play Stephen here, the cat boy with a gun arm. And when I'm not trying to keep these guys alive from the winds of the evil void, I'm on my own channel where we finally got back to being able to do my Power Rangers game. They had to recently fight a evil quotation marks evil K-pop singer. It was a thing.
Gerbil, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm the lazy gerbil, and I'm in danger.
I mean, you've been in danger for the last 5 episodes. This is nothing new.
Fair. Shadow, Shadow, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm the tech guy, definitely. Any stream issues are our fault, maybe, probably not. Just blame the tech gremlins that these people bring in. They have a lot of them. It's quite terrifying. Help! But I'm playing Dadnell, best dad, best Warhammer painter in the ship, I guess.
And we have
had a lot of practice recently, like a lot of practice.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and we also have a special guest, the Hungering Void. Please tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Well, thanks for having me, Doozer. Means a lot. Hi, I'm Jenny Artorias. Here to play the Hungering Void / Captain Gillian Ford, and torture them one last time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna eat them all up.
When in reality, we just need to get rid of you so we can start playing the weirdest game of surviving Mars.
Pretty much. So, but basically, this episode is going to be a contest to see if the crew can get their shit together enough to actually let Jenny be a proper guest and appear at a dramatically appropriate moment. Who knows? Who knows? Mage is set in the World of Darkness. The World of Darkness is a horror-themed show, and it's a horror-themed setting with dark and disturbing themes and content that may crop up on occasion. If you find anything triggering or upsetting, please do step away. Your mental health is always more important. Self-care is best care. The characters are just characters. The players are not responsible for character decisions. The players are not their characters. And also, the music you were listening to was the, as always, amazing Miracle of Sound.
It's become a running joke at this point that it's just the same song over every single week because we can't remember what else he does.
No one tells me to play anything else. Please,
I have so many other choices for songs, but unfortunately they're not by creators who have said we could use their work, which is a problem.
Also, we need to
actually go through Miracle of Sound's library and curate a proper playlist.
Oh, do you mean like I've done?
Shush. Also, because we have consistently forgot to do this at the beginning of the stream, we have a Patreon. If you think you were
we haven't forgotten. That's intentional.
We're not really doing the Patreon anymore because it's a bit early for that nonsense.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's there if you want it. You know, patreon.com/the Explorers League.
The reason we've not been plugging it to the audience is because we're currently still actually just sorting out the behind the scenes stuff, so that just like it's actually a thing rather than just a link to a website that's just like there. So that's why we've not been promoting it, because we're currently working behind the scenes to do stuff.
At the end and on that note, at the end of the episode, we have 3 announcements. One of which is regarding the future of the channel.
So you're announcing announcements now, huh?
Yes. But the difference between me and certain other people is that you're waiting 2 hours for it. Shush, leave me alone. Also, the after show will be live because it's the finale after show. Yep. And I think that's actually everything now, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, no one's actually said anything particularly stupid or cringe to this time. So I don't have someone to punish with the recap of last episode. So I'm just going to choose at random. Shadows.
I don't think that was random. What did happen last episode?
I mean,
let's see. Void contacted McClellan.
Yeah.
There was a discovery that Renel can do subdimensions with spirits. There was the whole bit about Lauren making tiny little figurine soldiers and actually making them be sentient because, of course, they shot at McClellan, which was quite funny. He was not amused. Let's see what happened with the other people. I don't know. I'm really focused on Lauren, most important character, 10 out of 10.
Hey, you're being a good dad.
Exactly. Let's see what else. There was a meeting, I think.
Oh yeah, there was the meeting about
yes.
About what you are and whether or not going home is a good idea.
And I think the vote was pretty hard on we're not going home because we don't know what the fuck we are anymore.
Also, can we even get home now?
Yeah. Steven really wanted to go home
You're
for
not part of the crew, Void.
for some weird reason that may or may not, involve being altruistic. Oh, how dare he? This is not Renel's views. These are my own. Not really.
Steven, I'm sorry. Unlike my last World of Darkness character, this one has some morals.
Yeah, this is the weird thing. Is like Steven in this game is like weirdly wholesome. He was like, he was like a Men in Black hitman for years, and then the moment he got to an alien planet, it was like, conscience, I need you more than ever now. Can you please talk to me?
See, the funny part is Renel has all these traits.
This is the moment.
He also just knows how dead Earth would be if they actually went back in at least a couple of the scenarios. So he's not risking that.
With Steven, with Rand's character, it's a case of all his life, Steven's been listening to the little devil on his shoulder. And then he gets to Mars and the little angel on his other shoulder going, "My time to shine!"
Actually, the little devil on my shoulder was quite literally, they were called my handler Jim.
Yeah, your mentor was an absolute bastard. It's a good thing he's not actually turned up at all in this show.
Shall we start the show?
Wow, that's not ominous.
That's DM for later in the episode. You will see this.
Yeah, just hard cut to Steve's mentor getting into a rocket ship for no reason.
Anything else that I missed in the recap? I'm sure I missed a lot.
Aside from the commander basically just starting her mental breakdown by having whiskey in her breakfast.
I mean, honestly, who doesn't at this point? I mean, right now, because he would be drunk the entire day, but aside from that.
Which is why Steven did not leave her side the entirety of last episode.
There's there's a reason why Alice has retreated pretty much entirely to being inside her workshop, literally in her own little bubble.
Okay, because I didn't actually realize this beforehand because of just the nature of the spell. So you've had a month of relative time based on your own
It's a
perceptions.
permanent spell. She put quintessence in it, so I don't think it does anything.
No, I'm more meaning, how many times have you in the last week, because there was the week gap between episode 8 and episode 9, how many times in the last week have you stepped in and out of the time bubble?
I don't know, only when it's been absolutely essential.
And also to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, I mean, is she neurotic enough to actually make a bathroom in the workshop?
There's no fucking plumbing connections.
I mean, I regret saying this immediately, but I'm gonna say it anyway. We have spacesuits. They have plumbing connections.
That's true. They do have waste storage. So how many times in the last week have you stepped in and out of the time bubble?
I don't know. Probably once every day or two, maybe.
Okay, you have 14 paradox.
She's not in a good way.
You're fucking around with causality, and you're not just doing it like a short amount of time. You've kept this permanently open. Every time you cross the boundary, you gain a point of paradox.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh well.
But you've not backlashed yet because you've not gained enough in a single instance for it to actually register. So you're just slowly building up paradox, and at this point, you are just kind of like. You just feel just like everything is just crushing down on you.
Yeah, so I like the idea that sometimes when Alice is around, maybe McClellan will realize he's just unmade a cup of tea, or Raynell will realize he's just unprogrammed some code, or something like that.
She is becoming. Mac is becoming like a physical tech gremlin, because when she's wandering around, tech just stops working properly. Like even the mechanical stuff, like the mechanical frog, which has the components of a clock in it, occasionally ticks. Whenever Mac is around, it doesn't tick.
We'll keep the goats away from Mac, is what you're saying.
So what you're telling me is Mac is forbidden from going near the computer core.
But I mean, you've left the door shut anyway.
Gotten a bit off track. Can we please start the game now?
Not really. Anyway.
We start back with So the commander is heading to her quarters with Stephen right behind her, basically.
Yep. Because Stephen used mine to look at everyone's brain last episode, which is on that got missed in the recap, and saw just how degraded and fucked the commander is.
Okay, so have you ever actually seen an explosion in slow motion? Like someone's filmed an explosion and just slowed it right down?
Yes.
That's currently the commander's mind right now. It is in the process of exploding.
What's the commander's first name?
Irina.
Yeah, so following her, I would just go, Irina, we need to talk. And Stephen has never once addressed her using her.
Yeah, she does actually stop at that because you've always either addressed her as commander or Harahan. You've never ever used her first name because you've never felt it was necessary. But she does stop. And it's like, and she just kind of chuckles. Is like, am I that bad?
Yes.
I mean, I was able to cheat death a couple of times because I was able to just shunt myself forwards in time so I could avoid a paradox because I can't meet myself. You know how causality works. I was able to cheat death several times by just moving my temporal coordinates ahead. But it's been a long month, Stephen. I've been watching you guys. Well, basically, every conceivable method of dying on this ship, I have seen at least one of you do.
Hopefully, at least mine were epic.
You've actually been you were the most stalwart. You were able to actually protect others at the expense of your life. So then she just kind of just sort of pauses, just leans against the bulkhead because she's still got her food with her, and she's just casually like taking bites at it every now and again, and she just kind of trails off.
So and then why I'm here to make sure you don't do anything stupid. We still need you. I am not a leader. If you go, I cannot hurt these cats. If you go, who else is going to try and keep us safe? Would you trust? Do you trust?
I think at this point, the chain of command is so completely fucked that
even without chain of command, we're going to need someone to help us survive this. And do you trust anyone else other than yourselves to do it?
I would possibly trust Dr. Raynell. He seems the most
the guy who has spent all of this situation locked in a room, only communicating when needed.
I can see his reasoning. He has literally partitioned the ship in case of attack from the most important part of it.
Yes, his reasoning is sound, but that also means most of his intention is not on the crew, is on keeping that little section safe with him and Lauren. Do you honestly think he would not let most of us perish if it means keeping Lauren and himself safe?
There is also the point that keeping Lauren safe keeps everyone safe.
Yes, but Stephen is purposely omitting that because,
I mean, I'm just saying the commander would know that.
Yes.
Come with me, Stephen. There's something I need to show you. And she actually just sort of she heads into her actual sort of half cabin and just waits for you to arrive and just says, "Close the door."
Closes the door.
She sort of brings up her own tablet, taps a couple of things, and then you see her actually bring up her physical security key because, redundancy. So she has her digital one and a physical confirmation as like a two-factor authentication. You see her just actually touch her own security key to her tablet and then to yours. And you get a file through, which is it's just labeled uncensored.
Stephen would look at it.
It is the full medical crew. It's the full personnel file for Commander Irina Harahan. And it's just most of it is stuff that you've seen, probably a bit more detailed than you were used to because this is this is her version rather than the redacted version that was given to the crew for like the non-magical people. So obviously you can now see the full list of everything she's done as a void engineer. There is just, however, the most recent medical report attached, which just says diagnosis terminal. I'm dying, Stephen. And I can't keep being brought back by the computer just because she won't let me. The void engineers did everything they could, but well, if you ever wanted a tale of the caution of the dangers of using excessive amounts of procedures or magic, you're looking at her. We were able to figure out what's causing the cancer, but it is just permanent paradox. I can't get rid of this no matter how much we tried. Adding life into this just makes it worse.
I'm sorry.
Don't mean to interrupt, but which doctor did this medical report?
One of the void engineers ones.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry. I didn't. Well, of course I didn't know it's redacted.
Well, I mean, can you imagine Can you imagine, even if you weren't an enlightened personnel, can you imagine signing up to the crew of a spaceship whose commander is not intending on coming back? That's just bad PR, no matter which way you slice it.
Yeah, but Can you at least stay with us for now until we deal with the big shadowy entity in the room?
She kind of thinks about it. Can you make me a charisma? I'm actually I'm gonna check what this would be. It's not gonna be a difficult one because you are her friend, but she's still having to actually consider it, and you're still having to be quite convincing. So it'd be charisma because you're not trying to lie to her. You're just trying to appeal to her
Could
own
it be
sense.
could it be charisma leadership in a way? Because I'm trying to convince her mindset as you are still the leader here. Even if you're planning.
I will allow you either a charisma leadership or a charisma charisma expression. One of those two. It'll be difficulty like 5 or difficulty 4.
I do not have any expression, but I do have leadership, so I will roll that.
Okay.
So I have a whole 4 dice to try and do this.
All right.
So just trying to. Is there any way I can increase my dice pool?
You could auto success with the willpower.
Yeah, you can spend a willpower. How much willpower do you have actually? Because if you run out, you start taking penalties.
Yeah, I have. I do have some willpower to spare, so I'll go down to 2 willpower and
Okay.
give myself 1 auto success.
All right, so you got +1 success no matter what.
Yep. And what's the difficulty?
I'd say difficulty 5 because you've known each other long enough that there is actually like a friendship there rather than just a crew interaction.
Okay then.
Yeah, she actually sort of thinks about it, and she's still very clearly not in a good way, but she does sort of look down at the floor around a little bit before looking back up at you. All right, if I help you survive and I help you fight off Void, will you let me die?
I will not prevent you from dying.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, I understand wanting to go on your own terms.
So, what's the plan then?
It's at this point, over the intercom, you hear, "Everyone, can we all meet in the mess? I got a plan."
I was going to say we should call everyone up to discuss possible plans, but, well, he beat me to it.
I think you guys were all actually, I think you kind of already were in the sort of crew quarters anyway because you were having your regular staff meeting.
Okay. That
I
means
believe
you
everyone left their own way at the end, and then
we all buggered off.
Yeah, because most of them were in the bay with the rover.
Oh right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Raynell called over the comms. I can put her in a subdimension. Let's figure out a plan.
Yeah, and over the intercom, he does also say, "That means you too, Raynell. I'm tired of speaking to you I'm tired of talking at a screen." I'm assuming that you've been communicating exclusively through the screen because you said you haven't left the computer room.
Yes, and he's still not going to leave. You don't command him.
I mean, as your doctor, I think he does.
Only if it's a medical emergency. And Raynell's in perfectly good medical condition.
Since Stephen is with the commander, Stephen, you actually notice Harahan tap something onto her tablet, and you do notice it is addressed to Raynell. And then she's like, "Well, if there is going to be a plan, we're going to need to be quick about it. If what McClellan said was true, this last night. We might not have that much time before she comes through anyway.
Yeah.
So
You mean you're not telling the neurotic that Harahan's dying? You're not letting the neurotic know that?
it's always so sad. It's always so sad when the neighbors just don't want to get along. He says playfully.
Well,
Maybe you want to let
we know that we're cutting our lawn without thinking.
maybe you want to let the doctor know that the captain's dying.
I mean, you guys are meeting up.
Again, we're not in a scene together, and I'm trying to speak to the commander.
Sorry. Sometimes I mean to think things and I say them out loud.
That's okay. Yeah, you guys.
I am.
Everyone except Winters turns up back at the meeting. Winters tells McClellan and Max specifically that she is doing some final modifications on the Tangler, just in case.
Can you send me whatever message the commander sent?
Yep, I will do.
Can I say what Stephen's going to say to the commander before they leave to go to the meeting?
Mm-hmm.
He just want to.
Sorry, I meant to talk over you there.
He just want to say, for better or worse, I know we didn't know each other for super long, but you were a good friend and easily the best person I've ever had to serve under. And he salutes.
Just because it's sorry.
Yeah, she gives a nod and then just continues. Basically, just leaves her own quarters and then not waiting for you to follow. She's like she's just she knows you will eventually follow, even if you're just like a step or two behind.
Yeah, Stephen follows.
Just because it's thematic, I like the idea that this is when Alice makes the last little bit of work, does the last tiny bit of work she needs to do, and then she finishes typing a code, closes a panel on the robot Alice's head, and takes it and goes over to a panel, presses a few things, unplugs Alice from the computer terminal, and now the robot body is stuck in essentially it's a Borg alcove. Basically, it's Alice's charging station. And
you mean Lauren?
Yes, sorry, Lauren's charging station, and Alice just says, "Done," and then she just waves her hand, and there's a shimmer as the temporal bubble fades away, and Alice just says, "Lauren, are you ready for the transfer?"
If the transfer gets interrupted, I will be unable to help you.
I know. That's why we need to do it either immediately before Boyd gets here, or run the risk of Boyd finding and destroying this body.
I appreciate the gesture and everything you've done for me, Dr. Mac. But I didn't really have the heart to tell you it's not necessary. And I just saw that you were doing something for me and I didn't know what to do, so I just kind of left you to it.
Oh.
I can, now that I've figured out how to create permanent life, I could possibly just do the same that I've been doing to you for the last month. To myself.
Oh. She now looks at this empty case and is like, I mean, wait, not what? No? Can you pilot this thing? You can pilot this thing, right? You can use this to help contain...
I'm actually going to roll for that one.
You can use this to help contain Thought. You can use her as a focus for your abilities. and as a more ambulatory method of movement on the surface of the planet. If you can create life, if you can make a copy, and she looks at her sister, who is just there and is just a transparent figure, just hovering, and I don't know what Annie's reaction is, but Alice just looks at her sister.
She's currently actually not looking at you. She's currently sort of her attention is just elsewhere. It looks like she's just doing like a final check on the actual robotic chassis. She's not looking directly at you.
Okay, then in that case, Alice just says, "Did you use my DNA and Alice's and her medical records? Could you bring her back?"
Why don't we continue this discussion when the ship is not in immediate peril, Doctor?
Okay.
There is actually like a click and a word though. Actually, yeah, I got distracted. So
yeah. I've generated a lot of paradox doing what I was doing. I don't think I can fight Ford.
There is actually like basically like the sound of a fan spooling up, and like a sort of it definitely sounds like a turbine of some kind, and
yeah,
the corporeal form of Lauren actually just stands up.
And I think Alice forgets the somber topic, and she actually lets out a girlish squeal and just like a little jump and claps. Yeah, pretty much. Just a little. It worked. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the simulacrum just doing like this, just to make sure that everything's working correctly.
And because of temporal paradox, I imagine when Alice jumps, there's like after images that are jumping at different times.
Oh yeah, it looks like someone has taken like frame by frame video footage and separated it into the single frames.
Yeah.
And then instead of overlaying them at the same time, it's like they're all over the place. So like they just put like a pile of like the like the clear projector slides, just a pile of them on a lamp, and they're just completely scattered before you sort of just like mesh back together in a very messy way.
Yeah.
It feels really weird for that to happen, but this has been happening a lot over the last couple of days.
Of course. Alice's paradox manifests as compulsion. So as her paradox has been increasing, she's been obsessing over this more, which has been making her paradox increase more, which has been making her obsess even more.
She's just kind of
yeah.
If you look at her, even when she's standing still, it's like she's just constantly writhing.
Yeah, there's lots of, but because there are infinite possibilities of what she could be doing at any particular moment. So some versions are just looking at the nails, other versions are itching the cheek, other versions are just looking around.
She is every possible splitting timeline from that single moment happening at once constantly.
Yeah.
Which is also why she's been fucking with the computer's timekeeping abilities, and even the mechanical frog just kind of spasming every now and again, because she's just becoming such a nexus of paradox that it is bleeding out into the rest of the universe.
Yeah. I wonder if I can use. And I imagine as Alice says this, Annie probably picks up on exactly what Alice is going to say. And I don't know what Annie's reaction is, but Alice is just...
She actually just kind of shakes her head and is like, I made peace with my death a long time ago, Annie. Alice.
I wonder if I. But Alice isn't listening as her eyes sort of focus on something else to
You do feel
fixate on, and she
you do
says,
feel a metallic hand on your shoulder,
"Hmm,
and it's just Lauren's sort
yeah,
of a gynoid form, just going. It's time we have a meet. It's time for the meeting.
okay."
Sorry. Point of order.
Hmm?
It says in the book companions can absorb a certain number of paradox depending on their
Yeah,
rank,
true.
which
True.
means
Annie could have been constantly absorbing paradox.
Yeah, but
From-
like the thing is though, you can't just. It's not like it's not just like an endless well. It's like you can
No.
absorb a certain amount of paradox into your companion, but the companion can't then get rid of it right away.
Yeah.
So she's already full.
actually her cap is 25 because she's a max level companion.
In that case,
Well, I stand corrected.
because in that case, actually, I kind of like this idea more than I like the idea that Alice is like, I wonder if I can use my paradox as a weapon to unleash it and destroy Ford. And then I imagine Annie just rips the paradox away. It's like, fucking no.
Oh yeah,
It's like-
actually,
like-
you actually feel your essentially just like it feels like you've had way too much caffeine. Like when
Yeah.
you're just everything is just jittering.
Yeah.
That's what your paradox is feeling like when you're not moving, and you feel just all of that drain away as you see Annie's form just fluctuate and begin jittering herself.
Yeah, and then Alice is like, wait, what? Why?
Because if you do that, Alice, you will die.
And Alice doesn't say anything, but there's a look on her face that says, what do I have to live for?
Later, we have a meeting to go to.
Yes, thank you. And she turns around and quietly walks out of the room.
Hang on, I'm just having a look at actually what the companion thing does. Yeah, you're right.
Everybody is depressed.
I did say this would be a fairly heavy episode, and also there is going to be a happy ending, but you're going to have to fucking work for it.
Or there won't be, and it'll be great.
Anyway.
Either way, I'm happy.
So
Can we deal with the devil in the room before we do suicidal shit?
Look.
Yeah, you guys will make it back into the crew quarters.
Yeah. So Alice makes her way there with Lauren now.
Yeah, you do actually see, to the surprise of McClellan, Stephen, and the commander, Mac is accompanied by the gynoid version of Lauren. She's definitely looking quite crude because there wasn't there wasn't like a bespoke robotics lab for actually making robots on the ship because the ship was never intended to have one.
Yeah.
So she is built from it's like custom made parts or custom edited parts, but she's very clearly made out of stuff that was originally just spare parts for the rest of the ship.
Yeah, like the shell of her body, like what would be her skin, is just essentially plating from the walls and the floor, just hammered into various shapes. Like her eye holes are chiseled out holes in the panel that was used.
Yeah, and like her
face.
joints are like wrapped up in like one of the spare uniforms basically that you just cut up, sewn into like sleeves so that the moving components don't get dust on them.
Yeah, basically.
No, it is a very, very big waste of resources.
Anyway, that's a later talk. And McClellan actually has a full-on whiteboard board next to him, and he's actually like written out his plan and goes, "Okay, everyone's here, good." And is Raynell in person?
Raynell probably walks in about now with a whiteboard. pushes it to the side of the room, and then goes straight for the commander and hugs her.
Oh yeah, she actually returns the hug for a change. Like usually she's been quite like sort of not like standoffish, but kind of just she expresses affection in a different way, but she actually just like grips onto you like a what's the what no, I'm trying to think of the phrase.
Like a lifeline?
Grips onto you like she's drowning. Yes, that's the one. I was like, words, what?
McClellan looks at that and just says out loud, mostly joking, so how terminally ill are you?
Wow, no, that's a little too meta. Alice,
actually, you know what? No, he wouldn't be that tone deaf and goes.
Yeah.
And he basically goes, "Did I miss a funeral or something?"
Yeah. Alice is gonna. Alice is just like, "Do I get a hug?" It's like, is everyone getting a hug?
And McClellan just goes and opens up his arms, like, "Is this what we're doing now?" Like, very unsure.
Hugs after we kill the devil, please.
Oh, right.
There's a Raynell is sort of ignoring everyone around him, and as after like the hug has gone on, probably a little bit past the point that the commander is comfortable with. Probably like half a second longer than that.
Yeah, it's like she's like starting to tense up again. It's like she does just whisper though. This is my last adventure.
He'll like push, do the sort of like we were hugging. Now I put you at like half arm's length and go.
Yeah.
And not shake her, but there's a slight tremble that he's imparting upon her and go, what's going on? What's wrong?
Can I insight what's going on?
Tell me now. Now.
Doctor's senses are tingling. McClellan is immediately going to do a medical check.
Can I do perception awareness? Because I don't think that's insight, right? No,
it's perception expression because insight again. It's annoying that is like expression. That's just insight. For fuck's sake, stop being obtuse.
Right.
So what would
Doozer go?
Yeah, I'll say Doozer. You can roll for this because you're fucking neurotic. You just like hyperfixate on everything. It's amazing.
Where the doc is probably too busy focusing on devil coming. Focus on that.
Oh my god, difficulty.
Difficulty 6. It's a skill.
The doc or Steven? Because I feel like Steven's focused in on that.
3 successes.
You can tell that she's looking better than she was like the 10 minutes ago prior or I'll say it's about like half an hour prior since the meeting finished and then you guys went to do your jobs and then there was like an emergency meeting called.
Yeah.
So you can see that she's doing better, but it's more like a sort of sense of acceptance rather than she's actually doing better. It's like she's like accepted the situation around her rather than just trying to ignore it.
Yeah, Alice will sigh a lot for the captain and just say quietly so no one else hears and just says, "Is everything okay?"
And now, I believe a certain Dr. McClellan wanted to do a life check on the commander.
Yes, are you going to do mundane medicine or magical medicine to determine?
Basically, I just want to. I have life, so I can basically, without casting magic, get a sense of her medical condition.
All right. You still need to roll for it just to see how much information you get, but it will be coincidental. You will not be able to generate paradox because you're just looking at it. You're not actually doing anything.
Okie dokie. A difficulty?
Difficulty 6 again. Oh, for fuck's sake! I realize this isn't expression anyway. It's empathy. That's for God damn it! Why is the system so obtuse? They split. They split insight into empathy and expression.
There's not even an empathy on the list.
But remember, according to old school 3TM players, this is the superior system.
Well, they're
it's
wrong.
really not, though.
They are just manifestly wrong.
Right.
Being obtuse.
There's not even an empathy. Like what?
Anyway,
being obtuse is better than being streamlined, apparently.
Anyway, does McClellan get the general medical?
Yeah, you're able to assess her condition. You can see that she's been basically hiding it because being a time mage, she can essentially just keep reverting her own internal clock back. But you can see that it's taking a strain on her, and you can see 3 things of note. One, she has breast cancer. It has metastasized across her entire system, and even just looking at it, you can see that it just looks wrong. Like you've studied cancer as part of your medical training. You've studied the derangements of the cells that can lead to it. Even just looking at her, this isn't like a normal cancer that, well, a normal cancer that like the sleepers might understand.
So if he overhears somebody say, "What's wrong? Is everything okay?" McClellan just says, before anyone else can say anything, "Nope, the captain is dying."
Would he really be that tactless?
Actually, I keep forgetting he's a doctor, but
he's a psychologist. Like, I think he would know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anyway, he would basically go, "Captain, with your permission, I think I have a good understanding of what's happening with you. Do you mind?"
Well, now that I've actually removed the enchantment that was keeping it hidden, go ahead.
So, from what I can see, the captain over her life has accrued so much paradox that it has manifested within her being as breast cancer, and it has metastasized to basically every system in her body. If this were regular cancer, I would say you have at best a month to live, at worst another 2 weeks. But considering that you've probably been cheating death over this past month by using time magic, I'd guess if you let things go as they are, you'd be dead within 3 days.
Well, thankfully I don't need to worry about that, given that we're on Mars. What's 3 days when I can be unconscious in 2 minutes?
If you want, I can make you comfortable.
Again, the commander and I have always spoke about this. We'll deal with this after we deal with the shadow in the room.
Besides, as Stephen pointed out, you guys need me.
Okay. Anyway, the plan. We can talk about this later.
Yeah.
I'll talk to each of you. Yeah. I'll talk to each of you later, Alice.
Poor Alice. Poor Captain.
And anyway, he looks at the plan and goes, "So this plan requires basically all of us in order to hopefully work properly." And he goes, "First, I'm going to need either Raynell or the captain to help me with this. We create a warding circle that once a spiritual entity is inside it, it can't leave. Then wait. I believe Raynell has created a pocket dimension that we can suck void into. So you two's job, and he's pointing at Stephen and Mac, is to make sure that the thing doesn't escape. And to that end, McClellan grabs some tea leaves, crushes them in his hand, and when he releases his hand, basically the tea leaf particles fasten themselves to each of your forehead, then falls off, which is basically me casting the spell from last session.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
Character sheet.
Sorry.
And another spell specifically for our shooty person. I am going to. Okay, let's see. What spheres do I have? I'm going to use a spirit entropy amalgam. So what I'm intending to do is make his gun hurt spiritual entities, and B, make his gun more likely to hit.
Okay, so mechanically, the more likely to hit would be reducing the difficulty on the test rather than adding more dice.
Okay, so, but okay, okay. But I can still do that, right?
Yeah.
Difficulty?
Difficulty.
I have all my tools with me.
You've got all your tools with you. You're imbuing an object. I'll say difficulty 6 with everything factored in, because you're doing multiple things to the thing at once.
Okay, that is 2 successes.
All right. In that case, Stephen, your arm will be able to just. So the first effect is being able to just damage spirit entities. That's just an on-off thing. The second effect is when you're shooting at a spirit entity, the difficulty to fire is reduced by 2. So instead of difficulty 6, it'd be difficulty 4.
Okay.
As this briefing is going on, however, Stephen, you begin to hear voices in the back of your head, unknown to everyone else. This is just as this is happening.
Stephen. My God, the doctors always like the sound of their own voice, don't they? It's hard to get them to shut up. Well, until they run out of blood and air. And the hubris to think that a mere man can fix their own kind. They're not even asking for your opinion, and this is a security matter. Doesn't that just get under your skin? The plan is interesting, but it simply won't work. The best choice you have is to raise that gun arm of yours and put 2 bullets in his head. Do it. And I'll let the other one go. She can go to her kind.
I would just like to point out if this is a active mind manipulation,
Already
you have
rolled?
2 extra dice to
I already
resist.
rolled. I already rolled.
Yeah.
And with I assume, and did I fail with those 3 successes?
I won.
It was a contested roll, so Ford got more successes. That's how contested rolls work.
And so, yeah, as you're then I assume as he's enchanting my arm,
Uh-huh.
I have to do it for her, is all Stephen says. As he then shoots as you're enchanting his arm.
If he gets any warning, can his immediate reaction be?
Stephen would not give you warning. He would be saying, I have to do it for her as he fires. Stephen knows how to assassinate people.
Can I? What? Well, I suppose it doesn't matter what you fire. Can I use time and forces?
I'm just going to say this now. You might be able to make a wits awareness check to see it happening, but that's it.
Okay then.
If you want to actually get advance warning of Stephen about to do something, you can roll me wits awareness, but you won't be able to act until after he's fired.
That's fair. That's fair.
Apologies.
You know what I like about guns? They're quick.
My apologies for not having Ford on the screen when she started talking.
That's fine.
Someone should have, messaged that. But hey.
Well, to be fair, we had Stephen on the screen, and the voice was in his head.
I got 5
lovely.
with 2 10s.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought that was that was Stephen rolling.
No, you're able to notice Stephen seems to be like sort of like twitching a little bit and muttering, and just like kind of like as a spell taking effect, and then you just hear audibly, "I'm doing it for her," as you just see in that same instant the words leave his mouth, his arm unfolds and just shoots McClellan.
Can I stop the bullets? I'd like to argue I'm a time mage, so
no.
So
it's Dex firearm, right?
Mechanically, mechanically, I have a dodge roll.
Not with sneak attacks.
This is a surprise round counted. Basically, he's instigated the fight, so he gets to act before everyone else does.
And because I'm currently not of my own free will, and I'm doing this for Winters, I will be spending a willpower for an automatic success.
Yep.
Yeah.
Apologies.
We've been ruling that you have to say it before the roll.
I've not.
He hasn't rolled.
Yeah, he hasn't rolled yet.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway.
I
keep seeing people roll, and I'm just like, oh, that's
obviously
obviously Ryan. And
No, Raynell, you're able to continue acting. Also, Alice, I need the same soft-hearted roll from you as well, please.
Roll your willpower, difficulty 8.
Yep.
It's Dex firearm, correct?
Mm-hmm. Difficulty 4 because no, difficulty 6. Sorry, because it's not a spirit entity. You're just attacking a person.
Oh.
Which setting are you using?
Just the gun mode.
Okay.
Since the shadow did say, bullet in between the brain.
Yeah.
And I get more dice as using gun mode than I do my energy weapon mode.
Yeah, Alice, you're just kind
The
of
10 doesn't cancel out, right?
What was the difficulty again?
That's a 1 and a 10.
Yeah.
6.
Technically one
Difficulty
success.
6. Yeah, you're able to just about keep it together amid the emotional turmoil of the commander's revelation as this is happening. Raynell, you're able to act. I will say you're able to act, Mac, but you're at an initiative penalty because you're
Oof.
just
Yeah.
holding on.
What's the difficulty?
6.
Okay.
Sorry,
Alex
McClellan,
is going
but-
to try to.
I'm not focusing on that side.
Okay, how in the hell
Alex?
does damage work in this system?
It is, well, actually, I have the stats because it is basically just a gun that he always has on him, basically. It is also
And-
silent, so it can't be detected if by sound. It's
Can I rewind? Sorry.
I'm gonna say you can try it on your turn. I have to resolve it
Sorry.
first.
Salt.
Fuck, where's the dramatic systems? That's the one. Because there's a full table of just all the various different guns and stuff. Really? Ranged weapons. Have we decided what the gun was?
That was something we spoke about at the beginning of this thing, which was months ago.
In that case, I'll just say the gun part of it is just like a heavy pistol.
Yeah, again, it was something that is I shoot it at a mortal's head to get rid of them. That was its job.
Yeah, basically, I'll say you have a pistol, which is basically an inbuilt Desert Eagle, which is damage 5 plus successes.
Jesus.
So you take 9 damage. And
Almost all my XP went on this weapon.
yeah, yep.
Pretty sure
And
that's
a
just
lucky
lethal,
part.
right?
Yeah, it's lethal. It's not aggravated, but it's lethal. So 9 lethal damage.
So I still don't know how health works in this system.
Yeah.
You have 7
it-
boxes. That's 9. So 7
Yeah.
lethal. No, I would be 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna assume it converts lethal to aggravated if you go past
Yeah,
the
it
incapacitated.
goes. Yeah, basically, it goes up each time.
So it would be 2 ag, the 5 lethal.
Yes, that'd be it.
It says here I'm incapacitated.
Yeah, you just go down as you basically just get a bullet to the gut.
If I may be a little bit dramatic.
Yeah.
So as he's standing right in front of him, front of Stephen, and he gets a Desert Eagle to the gut, the force of the bullet basically sends him flying into the whiteboard, and he crashes through the whiteboard, cracking the whiteboard in half, and is on the floor, currently bleeding out.
Yeah, so it goes bashing damage, then lethal damage, then aggravated damage. So that's how it converts. Sorry, that was just clarifying how the damage tracks.
I figured they didn't change it too much. They just removed 1 step for V5. So
yeah. So yeah, there is a loud bang because a Desert Eagle is a 50 cal BMG pistol.
A silencer can only do so much.
yeah.
Well, the thing is that the silencer reduces it so it sounds like a different kind of gun. So it's like people notice if a Desert Eagle goes off. People might not notice if, say, a Glock goes off.
Question. I believe that is physical pain. Do Alice and myself have to roll for soft-hearted again?
Yes, you do.
Cool.
Damn it. I was going to say, can I do a spell? But damn it.
Does the voice new favorite cat get a head pat?
Yes.
Oh,
I think you
and
just hear. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this.
I think I'm still fine.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 8.
Damn it.
You took this flaw.
I
Yeah.
And that being
Hell yeah.
said, gut shots bleed
Oh
a
yeah.
lot.
I
yeah.
got 4 successes this time, so
Okay, you can both act with clarity.
okay then.
You're
Okay.
still fucking you just saw one of your friends get
Yeah,
shot by
yeah.
another friend.
Can I
Position him.
So
pull out my switch and teleport the
Right.
attacker?
All right, okay. So because with this will be actually combat time and everything happens at once. I will go through it. Who is doing what? Because we'll then
Okay.
slot it in.
Alice.
Sure, go.
Alice's idea is the simplest.
Mhm.
It's not teleporting. It's I feel like the thing Alex would immediately going for is to undo time, basically rewind time specifically for those two. So that didn't happen. That's what Alex would try
the
to
way
do.
that the way that rewind time works is that basically you push yourself backwards in time, and because of you doing that, it reverses time around you. Basically, that's how rewind time mechanically works.
And then can
You're sending
I
yourself
then
back.
Yeah. Can in that case can. But in order to keep my awareness, I need mind, right?
Yep.
Damn it.
Nope.
Does anyone other than Steven have mind?
The person who's
did.
bleeding out and
Fuck,
Ford.
damn it. Hey, no,
Yeah, I'd love to help you.
In that case, can I try to literally stop the bleeding? Like stop time around the wound so he doesn't bleed out and die?
What's your time?
4.
Yes, you can for a short while just disconnect McClellan from the passage of time.
Yeah, basically, that's what I'm gonna do.
It'll be very difficult
So,
because it
before
is
you-
time.
wait, before you do that, can I just?
Yeah,
I wanna
okay,
try
yeah. So
and get into
that's
his
what you're
head.
doing. That's what you're doing. Let's everyone describe what your actions are because
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
all happening at
yeah.
once. So
I'd like to get
that's Doozer's
into-
action. McClellan, your action is bleed. Stephen, what are you doing? I'm just doing it in Zoom order.
Waiting for my next orders.
Okay.
Mm.
Ford, what are you doing? Even if you're not physically present, you're mentally
Can
present.
Wait, can I order Stephen while doing another mind connection thing?
Yeah, the ordering Stephen would just be like a verbal communication or the equivalent. So that doesn't count as an action unless you're specifically telling him to do a complex task. But basically, if you can just give him short commands, that doesn't count as an action.
Excellent, Stephen. Now, the other doctor.
Which one?
Yeah,
No, that's
Stephen
okay.
does.
Two other doctors.
Stephen does nothing then because
No.
there are two
Okay,
doctors.
that is a fair point.
There are currently 2 conscious doctors
God damn it, fucking astronauts. Too many
and the commander.
Yeah.
Who I'm also going
Um,
to state is going to try and immediately neutralize Stephen.
Stephen, the doctor that wants to trap me in another dimension, you should stop him
Okay, so that's
with
your thing.
prejudice.
Yeah. So
And
current actions, I will then resolve everything. So Mac attempting to rewind time or isolate. No, Mac attempting to isolate McClellan from the flow of time so he doesn't just immediately bleed out. McClellan is unconscious and bleeding, so that is his action. Stephen is waiting for orders. Void is giving orders, and you're going to attempt another mind meld, right?
yeah, so I'm gonna go
Okay,
for the commander.
Before we do rolls, Raynell.
Thank you. Okay. Can I just, with Dimensional Science 4, move us all to a subdimension that Ford can't access?
Yes,
As
you
a
can.
panic button.
Yes, you can. Or well, you can attempt it. Yes, it will be difficult because again, it's a fairly high level spell.
Yes.
And
But you can attempt it. Yeah.
Can I slightly change what I want to do? Because I just realized. Can she tell Lauren to use her life to heal McClellan while she uses her time magic to stop Stephen in time?
Yes. Oh God, yeah, I forgot Lauren's here.
Yeah,
What's
Lauren's
that?
here. That's why I'm not afraid of, being attacked. Lauren is here.
Oh, in that case, Lauren's gonna do something fun. Okay, so I'm not gonna reveal what her action is because I'm in control of it anyway, and it'll just come around to when it comes around to her turn. So, who is? Okay, so Stephen was the first to act. I'll say he's at the top of the initiative order because he had the surprise round. He's currently waiting for orders, so he essentially misses his go. McClellan was the next one. He's bleeding out.
Do you want a dexterity off between Alice and Raynell?
Does Stephen misses go? Because you don't get orders this round.
Oh, were you holding your action until you got orders, Stephen?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, in that case, yeah, you get the order. In that case, yeah, so in order for this to happen, so actually Void, you roll against the commander because you need to act before Stephen because Stephen is waiting on your orders.
Okay.
So
sure. So willpower again, right?
This is the tiny little bit of resistance I can do. I can be extremely pedantic. I'm using my new world order training to help you guys.
I mean, it makes sense that would be a thing you were trained to do, right?
Difficulty. Yep, there we go. Oh God.
Oh wow.
Did she use willpower? Oh wait, it's a willpower roll.
She's got at least one success.
Yeah, that's true.
She also can't succeed. Because Ford got 5.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Hey, Jen. You're at about an 8. I'm gonna need you to tone it down to like a 3. Thanks.
Also, can you just toggle your, because we're now part of the actual combat, can you just toggle your rolls to be visible to everyone? Because I realized that was a GM roll.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah. Oh God, this is gonna go well.
This is how we die. This is how we die.
Control's fun.
Jerk, I'm gonna split the difference, and I'm gonna turn it up to 11. Yeah.
That is the opposite of what I asked.
Did you really expect
the orders
help?
Anything is possible. I thought politeness might win me something.
Again, well, Stephen now has 2 fates. He's either going to die to the person he was just friendly with and convinced not to die, or he's going to become the best pet of the void.
Yeah. Okay. So what happens? Yeah. God damn. That was with the +2 as well.
Yeah. She hears, Irina, I am sorry to hear about your condition, and I would offer you a way out. No creature wants to end, and I would offer you an eternity as part of me. All you have to do is stop them, and you can continue to travel the stars. Use your best judgment.
There is just a long pause. And she obviously has her pistol in hand because she was in the act of drawing it to respond to Stephen. There's just a pause as it just wavers in her hand. And you just watch everyone as Commander has her gun outstretched. She's currently pointing it at Stephen, but kind of like wavering between Stephen and Mac. And you can see she's like trying to hold on. you actually just see, however, very, very slowly, and with like you can see that this is really difficult for her to even consider, but she's just very slowly bringing the gun back and pointing it at her own head.
I had a feeling that was coming.
And she actually just mutters, is like, I already have a way out. And she's going to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And she's not choosing to dodge this, so she doesn't even need to roll against herself.
Yep.
As the plasma pistol goes off, and Commander Irina Harahan's head disappears.
I mean, that is decidedly not how you keep your head in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really not.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, I'm going to miss the captain, though. She had a good head on her shoulders.
So who goes next?
Three down, 3 to go.
Yeah, it's
I mean-
that'll be then because you just immediately acted, and this was her reaction as the narrative. So then, Stephen, you've just seen the commander put her gun to her head and pull the trigger.
So is this
Give me
what's
a
meant?
willpower check, actually, another one. Because
So is this what's meant by quitting while you're ahead?
stop with the puns. I will start imposing willpower penalties if you keep up with it. It's the same difficulty 6 willpower.
That's 5.
Yeah, funnily enough, actually, you're doing it because of your love for Winters, but just watching your commander and friend blow her brains out in front of you, with just the message, I already have my way out. That is enough to shake you out of Void's control, at least for now.
Stephen's eyes wide and goes, crap. Okay. Fuck.
Was someone trying to stop Stephen? Was someone trying to stop Stephen, and would they still be trying to stop him?
But they
Yeah,
were, but but then they blew their brains out.
Well, I think
No,
Alice was
the other two. So yeah,
I've got a different idea.
Alice,
Good
it's
night.
now your go, because I'm gonna say Stephen basically spends his go freaking the fuck out after the mind control suddenly goes out, because because it's
Fair.
entirely his empathy for Harahan just coming straight back. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Alice is going to. Like, all of this is going massively out of control. Alice is going. Is McClellan still awake?
He's unconscious.
Damn it! Damn, that ruins my
Okay.
idea completely.
If it only just says incapacitated, it doesn't necessarily say unconscious. With your permission, I would like McClellan to just be like on the floor, shaking, wheezing in shock, just like.
Yeah, because I've got an
Okay,
idea.
yeah, I'll allow that.
I've got an idea. Alice. So my idea is, Alice runs over to McClellan, tells him she needs his entropy magic, sends herself back in time with entropy working in her favor, so she can make events happen differently.
I can.
But you
I can
have
do you
no
one.
memory.
I can
You
do
need
you
his
one.
memory.
I can do you one better.
What?
Are you forgetting that I have mind?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's it, yeah.
but that's what Shadows was trying to say. Is you need
Yes.
mind to remember that time has gone back.
Yeah,
He's also pointed out you have mind.
I know, but if you use entropy, then that changes the way time plays out. That changes how events happen.
Okay.
So I was thinking entropy. I
I-
thought McClellan had mind. In that case, should say mind. Can I do that? Can I ask McClellan to basically lend his mind magic, and she'll send herself back in
Hold
time?
on. You did declare an action at the top of the round.
Yeah.
You were going to stop Stephen in his tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You already had a procedure prepared.
Damn it!
you can't just change your action after we've already established who's going what and who's doing what.
In that case, she is going to.
stop Stephen in his tracks. That's declared.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a Lauren, help McClellan, and then she is going to cast just a temporal stasis on Stephen, and I get a +1. No, I get. Isn't it exploding tens or something?
No, each 10 counts as 2.
Yeah, because it's temporal manipulation, which I have a specialty in. So
Yeah, so it'll. This is going to be difficulty. Difficulty 8.
Okay, and I'm spending. How much willpower can I spend at once?
You can spend 1 per turn.
Damn it! Well, I'm spending willpower, so there. So that's one, at least 110.
Okay.
Difficulty 8. Wow. Wow, dice. Wow. I'd like for you to go die in a fire.
Tens are you have 2 successes because ones
tens.
don't count against
Yeah.
tens.
Yep.
This is
So-
a good thing because we don't want me frozen in my tracks when I can act on our side.
Good. Yeah, I've got 2 successes then.
Yeah, you get the right execution of the procedure. You get everything right, but you're just a fraction of a second too late in cobbling it all together. It just kind of spills out. That's what's your time?
My time is full.
You take 7 paradox because this is very vulgar.
Yeah. Well. 7. 1. 5. So what happens? Sorry.
You don't succeed. But
Yeah.
but you get the paradox because you're still attempting to use time magic.
Well.
Which then brings us down to Raynell.
We're all actually gonna die. Damn it.
So any dice pool modifiers? Think so, right?
For the thing you're doing?
Yep.
I don't understand what modifiers would there be?
I don't think so. That's why I said
Oh right, yeah. I sorry, I didn't hear the I don't part.
like
yeah,
I don't think so, but are there any? I do have concentration.
Concentration. I will say you're allowed. I will say that the difficulty is reduced slightly because you're not as distracted by things happening because you're just focused on doing what you're doing.
Okay, in which case difficulty.
Difficulty 7.
Okay, I'm spending a willpower.
Okay.
And this is subdimension, so tens are treated as 2.
Yep.
So that's 5.
Okay. Okay. McClellan can't resist, so he goes. Stephen
Can't resist with spirit. Mac can't resist with spirit. I'm the only spirit mage here.
Yeah, so all of you just get sucked into this as you how does this happen right now?
I think Raynell takes out the switch, inputs a command really quickly, hits the screenshot button, and there's, at least for him, because he has spirit sight, so no one else can see it. There's this shape. It almost looks like a diamond, except it's like the 2-dimensional diamond, not the 3-dimensional one. Except
so like a
in
rhombus.
Yeah, a rhombus. So except it is in all 3 dimensions, and it looks to be moving into itself as if it was a 4th-dimensional object, and it just sucks all of the spirits in.
Actually, yes. Boyd, can you make me a willpower check as well to resist this?
Sure.
Because this is specifically a spirit thing.
Is this something I can spend willpower to guarantee a success on, or
You can't spend willpower on willpower tests. That's
I
like one of the
figured.
exceptions. Just like you can't just pretend that your mind is fine when your mind is the thing that's being attacked.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it'll be difficulty 8 because this thing is specifically your anathema. Like it is basically what McClellan did to you last time, but stronger.
Right. For successes.
Versus 5.
Yeah, you get pull. You actually see Raynell. You see like this shadowy essence that doesn't have a solid form get sucked into the thing as well as you see all of your colleagues get sucked into this Pentaract prison as well, and it's just sitting there just roiling, and that's the moment that the lights go out.
Well,
Because
Are they
when
going
one
out
was
because of
infected-
my what I told you?
Hmm?
Because I would like to actually say it in character.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay. I'm gonna say he doesn't notice the shadowy thing immediately because he's kind of focused on turning towards Lauren.
You don't see it getting sucked in.
Yep. As he's turns towards Lauren and says, "Love you, honey, but access code Alpha 3 Delta 4 9er 72 enter S3 sleep mode."
Yeah, there's not even actually a verbal response from that one. It is just the lights go out, the power goes out, everything goes dead, and you're just left with the emergency lighting, which is on a separate circuit.
Now I would like to scan for Ford and then realize she's inside the trap.
Yeah.
well,
I will say you won't need to roll for that one. That's more just like you realize because you have your spirit sight essentially open, and it's like there's supposed to be something here. Where is the shit?
Well, that didn't play out like I expected. Okay, that's gonna be a problem.
Oh, great and wonderful storyteller. Can I attempt to heal myself even though I'm incapacitated?
Question: This is spirit subdimension.
Mm-hmm.
Have I separated all their spirits from their bodies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then would that mean my physical harm wouldn't matter?
No, sympathetic pain. Your spirit is also very raggedly damaged, but is still connected by a very thin tether to your actual body. But it's currently it's essentially just being shunted out of it for the moment.
So the question is, am I still incapacitated?
Yes, you're still incapacitated.
Okay.
You can technically act, but anything you do is going to be at a -5 dice penalty.
Okie dokie. So
You're in a lot of trouble right now.
okay. Well, I'm going to attempt to heal myself.
Okay.
Can I help him heal himself with my 2 life?
You can try and co-cast it, I guess, from within your prison. Inside this singularity, it looks basically like you've just been stuck inside a giant beach ball made out of like milk. And you can also see just inside in there with you is Ford.
Difficulty?
Never mind then, my plan is shoot forward.
Difficulty 6 because you don't have your etheric refinery with you because it's on the other side of the portal.
I will note Ryan's weapon is a spirit weapon.
That's true. Ryan's weapon, Ryan, your gun is currently a spirit gun.
So yeah, I am shooting forward.
Okay,
Hey, look.
that's the -2 difficulty because you're shooting at a spirit thing, and it will also deal damage to the spirit because of the enchantment.
So sorry, we should probably resolve
You bought.
my I botched. So if I may, I have an idea of how my paradox backlash manifests.
How much paradox would you accrue from this? What's your life? Is it 3 at the moment?
3. It would be 6.
Yeah, so you generate 6 paradox. So you let's roll a backlash. I roll this one.
Actually, can I propose a backlash?
Well, it's more of how much, because the way that it backlash is that I roll the dice, and then how many successes I get, that's how many points of paradox get backlashed, and then that is dependent on how severe it is. So I'll roll first, and then you can see how much it is. Okay, so you backlash out 3 of the paradox.
So as this spell is attempting to be cast, his spirit, McClellan's spirit, is in such pain, it is quite literally in flux. So as it's attempting to cast a spell to healing itself, the magic isn't controlled and is bursting out in an uncontrolled wave. And basically, anyone caught in that wave, if they're trying to do anything magical, it's at a -3.
I will say -2, but otherwise, yes. So all procedures are now at a -2 inside the bubble.
Would that include Ford because she's also caught?
Yes, this does also include Ford.
I've got a question regarding the whole spirit thing. If we're pulled out of our bodies, what does that mean with regards to the shadow entities now attached to us? Are we now divided and
We are the
separate?
same
Are they
thing.
now...
Yeah, I've been saying this for the last 3 weeks.
They're the same thing.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Bonus points, your companion is there with you because it's a spirit creature.
Alice is just floating in this prison with you, just very confused.
Oh, that means Parsley is here too.
Parsley is a fae, not a spirit creature.
Yeah, not affected by spirit magic.
Yeah. Can I shoot yet?
Yes. The dexterity firearms, because otherwise we'll just keep circling around as to what ifs.
Yeah.
Right.
Difficulty 4 because you're shooting at a giant fucking spirit monster. Also, yes, now that you're in the spirit realm, you can see Void's true size. She's the size of a bus.
Yeah, so how many pluses is it? +2 because of my
no dice modifiers from the spell.
I decreased your difficulty, dude.
Yeah, you get difficulty 4, you don't get extra dice.
Bro, I should get both. I'm that important. I'm gonna go down to 1 willpower.
Okay.
To success, so that's 6.
Okay, 6 successes. Void, do you want to try
Don't you have to declare willpower before?
I did.
Did it.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Sorry, I missed it.
I declared it, then I hit the roll button.
Yeah.
Cool. Got it,
Yeah.
No worries. Okay.
Ford, do you want to give me a dexterity athletics to avoid this? I'm going to say you're at
5 dice.
Yeah, you're at
You know there is a skill called dodge, right?
Is there?
Yes. I have 2 dots in it.
Oh yeah, okay, difficult. It's dexterity dodge then.
I'm gonna use forces to just reduce the bullets to nothing and just walk out the way.
All right, okay. If you're doing forces, you'll be doing enlightenment forces -2 because McClellan is just currently sparking like a broken fuse box.
Either you guys are forces mage can counter spell this for me. Anyone?
I've got forces.
Wait, can I just use the casting gremlin?
Yeah, casting gremlin. That's your one.
Yeah.
I've got forces too. Not.
It's still enough to dispel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need
counterspell technically.
you need 2 of any sphere to counterspell that sphere.
Okay, can I counterspell?
You can attempt to after Ford is rolled.
Yep.
Okay.
It will be at a -2.
Yeah, everything is at a -2 that is magic related. The only reason Stephen isn't magic related is because the enchantment is already on his gun.
And can I willpower this?
Yes, I will allow it.
How much willpower do you have?
Me?
Yes, how much willpower do you have?
7. I think.
Yeah, you've got 7.
Yeah.
After you've been spending?
How much have you spent this session?
3, I think.
Okay, so you're now at 4.
4.
Yeah.
Oh, this will be the third.
Yeah, so you're now at willpower 4.
Stop
Joey,
having
did
so
I
much.
did I spend any willpower like to cast the spells?
You
'Cause
spent
otherwise, I've
willpower
not used it
to
to.
you spent a
I've not used
willpower
it
to
to
try and
guarantee
take
any
over.
success.
You spent
Yeah.
a willpower to take over Harahan.
Yeah, and one to take over Stephen. Okay.
Yeah, so that yeah.
Yeah. So this is the third one I'm spending now.
Yeah, yeah.
Difficulty 6.
Yeah, difficulty 6.
5 successes.
Stephen.
Actually, 6 successes, right?
There's still the counterspell from
Yep.
Alice.
So if you want it,
Mhm.
so Alice, you can try the counter spell.
We need you to get at least 1 or 2 successes to lower her dice pool.
Yeah, because it reduces the number of successes she can successfully cast.
One
it
success and she gets hit.
Yeah.
Because right now they're tied.
I'm spending a willpower then.
With. Okay.
Actually, 1 success and the matches, right? Because I got 6.
No,
No,
I got
he
6
also
as well.
spent. They're-
Yeah. So
All right,
both at
yes,
6.
yes, fair.
it's 6
Damn it.
6. So Mac, it'll be enlightenment, forces, willpower, difficulty 6 because you don't have your stuff with you, and
-2 on the dice
also
pool.
-2 dice penalty.
I'm adding my willpower to my forces.
No,
it's
just
part of the, it's
just
part
hit
of the
the
casting thing.
cast.
Yeah, that's just how we're doing casting in this version of the game, because the base version is kind of
And the difficulty is
6.
okay. I think I might have missed something there. Not sure.
That is still one success though.
5 dice.
Yeah, that is 1 success, which means Ford, you get hit. Just.
Okay. How badly is this hit?
It's counted as a winning by 1, so you take 6 lethal damage.
Ow.
Okay.
That's-
Let's see.
Puts her a -5 to every action, right?
Yeah.
As
again, this desert eagle goes off. It's the bullet now this time seems to be glowing blue, as it just you can slow it down, but you're not able to stop it entirely, and it just rips straight into what would be your shoulder.
I don't understand how health works on this sheet.
Yeah.
Is that just
Just mark down the boxes with the second one from the
Sure.
list, all the way down to
Yeah.
crippled.
Yeah.
Just admit your defeat and die.
Never.
I'd like to draw attention to the fact that I rolled 1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Also, did I roll that correctly? Because
You should have done. We have your casting thing of if you use
If you use the macro and you put a -2, then it's correct.
Yeah.
I didn't put a -2, but that's why I did.
All right,
I
roll
wasn't
again.
sure.
Because
Okay.
if it's not the right dice pool, then that doesn't count.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
forces, and it's a -2 modifier, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay, then.
And then difficulty is
-2.
still 6.
Yep.
Yeah, still spending that willpower though.
And that's
Okay.
Ooh, better.
okay, that's
Okay.
a lot.
That actually increases the damage taken, because that reduces your successes for the forces from 6 down to 3, which means that it goes from 6 damage up to 8 damage.
No. Max still spent the willpower. That is 4, not
Ooh.
3. 6
Okay.
down to 2.
So 9 damage. 9 lethal
Yeah.
damage.
The
Yeah,
same damage
Um,
that Gerbil took.
Yeah,
Mhm.
which actually means that the void entity is now incapacitated. So
Yep.
you're
Yeah.
stunned, and everything you do from now on is
Mm.
going to be a -5 until you heal.
Yeah, I
Yay!
just. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a witty thing Alice could say and stuck between something like "dodge this," like quoting the Matrix, or bullet time, bitch.
Raynell, you can see everything that is happening because this is.
Yeah,
your
just tell me when
console.
my action is.
I would say it's your action now, because you've just seen all of this unfold. You've just seen Stephen go kaboom. You've seen Ford actually get hit and just sort of crumple. She's not down by any margin, but she's not looking good either.
Can I focus on that pattern and just destroy it. Just grab
Yeah,
the
you
spirit bit by bit and pull it apart.
Yeah, you've basically, it would be metaphorically, it'd be like taking a tapestry, finding the loose thread, and just going, "Ooh, what happens if I do this?" So
Yeah,
that'll be.
And I will spend all the quintessence that I can spend in a turn, which I believe is 3,
Yep, you can spend a maximum of 3 quintessence.
and I
per
will
turn.
spend a willpower.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to be.
All right.
Ah, damn it! I was hoping I would be the one to kill this thing after what it made me do.
Nah, I kind of like the Raynell's the one doing it because like everyone was kind of shitting on him for always being in the engine core, and then he steps out of the engine core and just wrecks space.
I am a fucking mothering void engineer. I had to do a lot of hyper science to earn that title.
Yep.
Yes.
Like
So modifiers is none because that lowers my difficulty.
Yes, it
Like-
lowers your
Okay.
difficulty. So your
It's-
difficulty is
I can I do have concentration,
uh-huh.
if that
Your,
helps.
your difficulty cannot go lower than 2. So
It-
ones will still fail.
Yep.
So your difficulty is 2.
Very well.
You're still at -2. This is magic.
I'm casting from outside.
Yeah, he's actually outside the bubble.
Oh.
So that is 10 successes.
Yeah. So that what damage are you doing? You're like pulling her apart on like
I am using spirit magic literally
Yeah,
to destroy a spirit.
Yeah, so it's like direct damage. Okay, yeah, Ford, you take another 10.
I think this is aggravated because this
Yeah,
is direct damage.
This is aggravated because spirit on spirit is aggravated. Like specifically actual spirit rather than spirit enchant.
Oh,
So you take
anyway.
you take 10 aggravated damage on top of everything else you've suffered. I will say you can't actually come back from that because that would kill even an archmage. And
Yeah,
archmages
yeah,
are gods of
that's-
reality.
Yeah. This bus size entity that is the void, like it's still sort of locked in this terrible fucking grimace. That seems sort of like Full Metal Alchemist sort of pride sort of splitting from the face thing, but this is the monster on the outside, and it just begins to disintegrate.
If I can describe how the spell attacks it, it turns kind of like Endgame turns to dust.
Yeah.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Star.
Yeah, McClellan, you're I'll say you're awake, but you're very delirious right now because of the blood loss and the shock and everything. You're just on the verge of consciousness because you can just see Void / Ford. Yeah, she just got Thanos snapped.
Yeah.
And-
Can I just say one last thing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Before that, all that McClellan just does is like,
I will concede my defeat. I know this. On the inside, you're just like me. And the void will get you one way or another.
As you say that, you disintegrate. And I'll say visually it looks like disintegration. To Void, it feels like you're being eaten. Because Void forgot the #1 rule of the Deep Umbra. There's always a bigger
A bigger
fish.
fish. So I just thought of a perfect episode title: Avoidance Issues.
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
Also, I would like my next action to be Lauren resume from S3 sleep and dropping the spell, the prison spell.
Actually, you know what? That's Alice's quip. When she slams the bullet into her, she goes, "You have some real avoidance issues." Slam.
okay.
I will allow that one.
Are we back in our meat bodies?
Yeah,
Not yet.
there's like
Oh.
we're now out of combat time, so this is
Yeah.
now narrative time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to wake up your daughter, and with like a loud pop, like actually this feeling of a very rapid pressure change, the singularity collapses, and the other three that were sucked in just get dumped unceremoniously back onto the deck of the ship.
Ow!
Their spirits just, like slamming back into their physical bodies.
Can I just turn to
Oh.
Lauren and say, I'm sorry, honey, but can you heal McClellan quickly?
What?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
She's like slightly gummy with sleep. It's like, what
And
happened? Oh, sure.
McClellan just yells, "I'm holding my small intestine."
Stay in there. Daddy needs you.
Yeah, Alice runs over to the captain and just like there's obviously nothing she can do, and like there's just then she looks at McClellan and there's nothing she can do there either, and then she looks at Raynell and there's just this look of desperation and panic. And like just help, like what do I do?
That was
like
just me mistyping.
Yeah,
There
Alice
we
is very
go.
much just panic mode at the moment.
I
You're
think
able
he's
to-
Nothing
healed.
she can do.
He's not fully healed because he suffered 9.
Yes,
So
but I
he-
think
but
he's healed mostly.
Yeah,
Uh,
your gut wound is healed, McClellan. You're still quite battered and bruised, but you're not bleeding out, and you're now able to act. But you're still at a -1 penalty.
Okay, so that would be
Everything but
What?
the ag.
Yeah.
would that be too lethal or too bashing?
Too lethal because it goes down to what the damage. And you're actually only on 2 bashing at the moment. She was able to
Okay.
do a lot, but she wasn't able to just do quite enough.
He'll then run over to Lauren and hug her and say he's very sorry.
She's still quite groggy because that's like for her this was like being put under general anesthetic,
Yeah.
and she's just kind of like don't want to do that again.
Okay, McClellan just walks over to Steven. I know that wasn't your fault. Punch.
Stephen would take the punch because he deserves it.
Yeah.
I get one, and then he hugs you because he knows it wasn't your fault.
And yeah, as the lights
I
come
love it.
back on, and you can actually hear the reactor spilling up again because it had been in temporary. I mean, it basically emergency shutdown where the only power that it was generating was to maintain its own containment system.
Existence.
You hear it just sort of spooling back up as just a silence descends.
There's a like as he's hugging Lauren, he just quietly says, not quietly enough that no one can hear. It's explicitly quiet, but everyone in the room can hear because of the silence.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you let a void engineer deal with a dimensional anomaly.
We're now part of the Aetheric Engineering Guild.
So I was thinking. You go.
Oh, is that Mac
Alice-
actually just like mumbling to herself?
Yeah, Alice is just. I'm the captain now. I didn't want it to happen like this.
Nope.
I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye.
Here's the thing.
Again.
Right, here's the thing. You're not the captain now. We are making this place our home now that the void is gone. Meaning we're going to do a democratic election in the near future. But for now, help me bury the commander outside. She needs a proper burial.
At this point, Winter's actually She's just heading down the corridor because she was like heading to tell you guys stuff. She didn't know about any of this. She just comes in, sees the fact that there's a bullet hole in the deck, there's blood splatter everywhere.
What did she notice? The lack of power and then the restoring of power?
Yeah, that's why she came through, is because she noticed the power, and she's like, she comes in toting her own plasma cannon because she's licensed to use one, or rather certified to use one, rather terminology. So she's coming in with like a full two-handed like saw style plasma cannon, looks around, sees like the commander's corpse just on the ground. There's just like the soot and blood stain on the wall from where the blast just sprayed into the wall. There's the blood splatter from McClellan being shot, the destroyed whiteboard, and she doesn't even say anything. She just quietly turns and walks back to the time with me.
As she walks in, Stephen will be saying to the doctor, technically she's the only surviving member of the crew, so technically Winter's the captain now.
She just walks even faster to the time. I was like, nope.
Alice turns to Lauren and just says, Lauren, I know it goes against the captain's wishes, but can you...
No.
Just...
No.
Just one more time?
No.
McClellan walks over to you, grabs you by the shoulders, makes you look him in the eye, and say, it's time to let go.
Death happens. It sucks. It happens. Can you slap... sorry, what's your name? I'm used to calling you Blob.
Alice. No, Annie, sorry.
Annie, can you slap your sister for me? Ghostly.
At this point, Alice like stamps her on the floor, and I imagine it's like a wet... Like not like a mad, like she's not casting anything, but it's like a slight push against everyone. And Alice is like, listen to me. And
there's a wet slap because you stood in the blood pile.
And Alice just says, I'm not asking to bring the captain back permanently, but she deserves to know her sacrifice wasn't in vain.
No, because she told me if she died again, she doesn't want to come back. I'm respecting her wishes.
Alice, do not resuscitate someone who asked not to be resuscitated.
Is there some way you can let her know then? That
she knows because we are not with her.
If you want, I can track down her spirit into the Umbra.
But you could actually see her.
Oh, actually, no. He just points that way and goes, you know she's right there, right? Oh, wait, you don't.
Yeah. To actually, McClellan, you can also see her because you've got spirit as well, right?
Actually, since I'm touching Alice, I want to impart spirit sight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can give other people the ability to see the
I'm
spirits.
not gonna have you need to roll for that because it's
Can Stephen also get it then? Because Stephen wants to say goodbye.
Yeah, sure. Everyone gets concussion eyes. I guess.
I'll give it to Lauren.
Alice looks at the captain and she just...
You can't speak because you don't have spirit, but you can see her. So you can do like the non-verbal, and you can assume that she can understand you, but she can't reply.
Waves. Just waves.
Yeah, Alice just waves, and she just...
So,
yeah.
Mel
gets solid this.
I'll walk over towards the spirit and quietly say, because I assume since I have spirit, I can communicate with her.
Yeah, because you have spirit, you can actually communicate with her. It's more just those with the spirit sight can't.
Yeah. I'll just quietly say, anywhere you want to go in the Umbra? I'll make the gate.
I think I'll just wander for a bit. Feels freeing not having a tombstone in your chest.
Do you want a safety?
I think I can keep an eye on myself. But I appreciate the concern.
Well, at least let me give you something. It's dangerous out there. It's dangerous to go alone.
Take this,
Take
holds up a
this.
cat.
No, he'll like go to a place and he'll use his last two quintessence to imbue an item,
Okay.
and
it's basically just like a protection talisman.
Yeah. But before this conversation happens, because can I just add one thing Alex would have done? Because she can't talk to the captain, she would have picked up her pad and typed out, "It's been an honor," so the captain can read it.
You know, she can hear you. We just can't hear her.
Yeah, that's the thing.
in that. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. She'll say that then. Sorry, my bad.
So once Raynell leaves, McClellan walks up to the captain and goes,
Oh, Raynell's still in the room. There are things he can enchant.
He's just currently imbuing a thing.
Yeah. So, Captain, any requests on burial or anything like that?
Sorry, what was that?
He was just asking what kind of burial she wants.
I'm a cosmonaut. I'm already in the place I wanted to be buried anyway.
So, this might be a weird time, but has anyone thought of a colony name?
Stephen is
Yeah,
the best. And
You
shot the
actually
poison
just
in the
hear
face.
well, I suppose you could call it the etheric engineering base. And this is a voice that no one else has heard. McClellan, you recognize this voice instantly.
Who is this?
Oh, you actually turn around and you just see there is a shimmering form in the spirit world of Dr. Maccabee.
Wait. Maccabee?
It's good to see you again, my boy. It's well,
Wait. Are you dead?
kind of, not
Mostly.
really.
Mostly dead.
It's been a bit of a problem back on Earth, as you can probably imagine. I'm currently hijacking one of my fellow Etherite colleagues who understands contiguous ether, which is correspondence.
Oh, wait. McClellan basically does and then quickly runs back with his notes and is going full on into a detailed explanation of everything he's learned about the dreaming.
I can't maintain this for long, Vincent. I'm currently using another colleague to supply the correspondence.
Okay. Just read this. I know you have an eidetic memory.
Well, that's certainly something. But there's only one thing I actually wanted to say to you, my dear boy. It's remember our motto. Everything is true. Anything is possible. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Look.
Hey,
And you kind of see him turning off to one side. Is like, oh, sorry, how long have we got? Oh, we've got a couple of more minutes.
If you're on Earth and you meet a man I named my mentor because I forget his name, shoot him in the face for me.
You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. He used to be new.
Agent William Taylor? Okay.
New World Order stooge. From what I've heard, major asshat.
I mean, if he's New World Order, then yeah, but you can kind of see he'd said the thing he was wanting to say, realized that the spell is lasting longer than he thought, and it's just kind of sitting awkwardly just in the spirit realm. It's just like,
okay.
So, how have you been?
We killed a giant demon, a shadow demon.
Oh yeah, a thing calling itself the Void.
The Hungering Void.
thing calling itself the Hungering Void actively tried to corrupt us and turn it into itself. So
Well, it's a good thing that it's a good thing that you were there, Vincent. I'm sure you helped keep everyone together.
Would Vincent's mentor be seeing us as shadow things?
I'm not going to answer that one.
And McClellan is going into a very fast-paced, detailed explanation of their situation, and basically going, so that's what's been happening here on Mars.
We're planning to terraform the shit out of it just because we can't get back to Earth.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked is Earth right now?
Well, how much have you been able to figure out from where you are? Because we kind of lost you guys a fair while ago.
A Fey Baron.
You said it's been a month for you, yes?
Yes. A Fey Baron told us that
it's been 18 months. Things are now finally starting to come back to normal where, well, I'm not in immediate danger and my congregation are not literally enemy at the gates.
I'm sorry,
where I can actually have this conversation.
I'm sorry, 18 months is a year and a half, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, a year and a half has passed on Earth?
Yeah. Kind of feels a bit weird that it's only been a year and a half. You never believe this, what happened actually. A couple of months ago, there was like an actual, like, honest to God pirate ship in the sky landed outside my church, and these men and women in spacesuits came out and said they were here to protect me. They said that they look out after their own.
Oh, good lord. So, that rift in the sky connects to every single dimension that had a Capricorn III? So that was probably a Capricorn III.
How come our Capricorn III wasn't a pirate ship?
No, this is Void Engineers. That was the out of character. That's what I was trying to go for. Is that the Void Engineers and a bunch of spacesuits said we look after our own.
So
Void Engineers have an Earth Defense Force for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a pretty good chance that you have met extra dimensional visitors.
I mean, I wouldn't put it quite so much, but you would not believe the amount of etheric research we've been able to do. Like, obviously, once the dust settled and everything stopped being on fire.
Oh, speaking of which,
there was a lot of fire. There was so much fire.
What's the state of the consensus on Earth?
Oh, yeah, it turns out the technocracy might have had a point. At least on that one specific thing. He kind of looks a bit like he's trying to find the words for it, and he's like,
the humans the sleepers have gone full Inquisition, haven't they?
No, some of them have. It was inevitable, but there's not a consensus anymore.
Can Raynell turn mid
we don't really have any kind of backlash problems to anything we've been doing. I mean, you'll see that Dr. Brightstone, one of the other Etherites that you would know, just like you've never really had much contact with them, but you know that they're effectively a forces Etherite. And it's like, well, Dr. Brightstone set off several thermonuclear warheads. Nobody seemed to care.
So what you're telling me is, on Mars, we've had to deal with paradox, and you've gotten no consequences.
Well, we still have some consequences. Like, obviously, takes a lot of power to do what we're doing. That's why I'm currently borrowing Dr. Feelgood's etheric projection monitor.
I'm still baffled that that's actually her last name.
I mean, she changed it when she joined the society, and it's, you know, everyone in the society is here by their own merit, not by whatever.
Okay, I know. It's just, it's a weird last name.
She makes really good contraptions, Vincent.
Can I just turn around and ask how many dragons there are?
Sorry, what was your colleague saying? I couldn't quite catch it.
He asked how many dragons there are.
He actually kind of like goes like a wow, kind of like really smug. I was like, well, I don't mean to brag, but I might have built one.
Please cease your humble bragging. I know you too well.
Okay, yeah, I of course the first thing I did once everything settled down was I built myself a mechanical dragon, and well, you're now looking at the Draconic Templars.
Of course. You know, I would judge you for the pretentious name, but I know I'd do the exact same thing.
Also, it turns out quite a few of our colleagues in the society. What was it? The space suited guys were saying.
Engineering
Guild. Yes, that's the one. Engineering Guild.
The Etheric Engineering Guild.
A lot of us had the similar idea of when given the possibility to do anything, wouldn't you want to ride a dragon?
Oh,
yeah.
Also, if you can contact me again using your method, I would like to coordinate with the guild to possibly make a point-to-point ether transportation gate.
Well, that is hypothetical. Like, we've never been able to actually make one of those work long term. They kind of sort of broke a lot of the time.
This?
Not really. No. You can see him having you can see McClellan having a conversation with a man in pastor's robes, but also like the most weird West steampunk kind of pastor. So he's just got like a Tesla. He's got like a Tesla rifle slung across his shoulder. He's got all kinds of magical gizmos, but he's still clearly a pastor. He's got like the white collar and everything.
It's just
wait.
I was thinking when he's like, oh, but that's hypothetical. I just imagine Alice being like, you built a fucking dragon.
Wait, and McClellan finally getting to the point, realizing I haven't gotten to do communion in a while.
I'm sure you have the supplies where you are. I would offer to do it with you, my boy, but and he actually just puts his hand straight through you. He's like, see, I can't do anything with it at the moment. This is just a projection.
Look, the blessing would be good enough.
You
don't actually have to do it. This is just flavor.
Oh, actually, yeah.
That was to the storyteller, not the. Yeah.
Do not ask me for stuff and then expect me not to do it. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in the void as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power and the kingdom forever. Amen. He was anointing you with a you kind of get the impression it's a taser, but like a really esoteric taser. He was just kind of waving that around.
So somebody mentions the void, Ford remanifests.
Ah, shit. Here I have to tear her item from Adam again?
I'm going to redo it so it's in the ether as it is in heaven. Because he's an etherite priest.
Void engineers might say it in the void, but not the etherites.
That's a good point.
So,
Listen, this has been fantastic, just knowing that you're okay. But unfortunately, we're out of time.
Ask if he can send us
Doctor
supplies.
Feelgood is giving me some looks.
Oh,
right
oh,
now.
oh. Is there any way you could send us supplies?
If we somehow manage to get the ether tunnel working, we might be able to. But well, we need to build it first.
Yeah. So
But
basically,
sorry, I actually yeah. And then you can sort of see him flinch. It's like, okay, yeah, this thing's overheating. I'm gonna have to go.
just let the guild know they have a permanent base on Mars now.
Yeah, I just remembered one thing, Vincent. Everything is true. Anything is possible. And you can see him just ducking back, and you can sort of see just like basically the spiritual equivalent of like sparks and flames is whatever he's using is starting to break.
I just picture as he's when banging, someone gets one of those giant hooks and just pulls him off, vaudeville style.
He kind of sort of like steps back a couple of steps and then just fizzles out as he basically steps outside the pickup range for whatever he was doing. That's why he didn't move. He stayed in the same spot.
Okay.
So yeah, colony name. I'm thinking Stephen's Awesome Paradise of Epicness.
No. What's the captain's name?
Irina, which means peace.
Yeah, and then Alex will just say Irina's Rest.
You know what? That's fitting.
Yeah.
Also, do you want me to roll for the talisman? I DM'd you what I wanted it to do, basically.
I think I missed that while I was doing the heart to heart.
The fucking Eucharist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why
actually, you don't need to.
That was
roll for it, I'll just say you can
amazing,
do that.
by the way.
the reason why I said you don't have to do it is because I know not all people are comfortable with religious stuff. So
I did it every week for 6 years.
okay.
I did it for a while.
Yeah.
Like I would have been fine with doing it. It's just I would have had to have Googled it first.
I just remember it is the thing. And
I would
also
have to
specifically used
remember
the-
it and then translate it because I
also
did it in
specifically used-
Spanish.
I used this. I also used specifically the Scottish version because it talks about forgiving debts rather than forgiving trespasses.
I would not be able to know it because I've never been religious in my entire life.
Yeah.
Same.
guys, on topic.
yeah.
On topic,
Yeah,
I
let's do
hand
it.
the talisman
so
to the commander and say,
Just out of curiosity, what random piece of desk clutter did you use to imbue this?
One of Lauren's living figurines, so the spirit has someone to talk to.
not the living figurines. That would be weird.
Some of them are still just plastic. Some of them are just like the early models before she realized what she could do.
Yeah, I think one of the plastic ones that Lauren really like, and then as I give it to the commander, I say, so that you always keep a piece of Lauren and us with you.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
she nods and just kind of starts to fade away, basically.
where are the living figurines right now?
Don't ask.
Lauren actually pipes up and just kind of she's kind of sort of watching everything unfold, slightly nonplussed because she's still also getting used to having a physical body that isn't just the entire ship. So she's like not used to only having essentially 2 cameras. So
Did give her a spirit sight so she could see the commander.
yeah, she can see this happening, but it's still like she's used to having like 20 cameras that are her eyes. She's not used to only having 2 and having a limited field of view.
She's also probably not used to having depth perception because I don't think you would really have.
You would have quite a lot of depth perception with 20 cameras.
Yeah,
yeah, but I feel like it would work very differently because of that.
but she just kind
I feel like
she pipes up anyway as just the where's the army, and she just kind of oh, they're fighting an incursion in the bottom of the ship.
An incursion of what?
With that, we will leave it there as we close out.
As we just see one of the figurines got fucking wispy 3 eyes coming out.
Oh no!
But as it sort of as you say, well, before we cut out fully, so the camera pans out. or rather pans sideways because of the ship being oriented the way it is, as it's going from the crew quarters, basically through the bulkheads, through the corridors, to behind the door that had always been unable to be accessed because it was just the hard bulkhead where the control room used to be. And as it just passes through the door for the first time, you can actually see this. You can see the Hell control room and an army of miniature high elves fighting an army of miniature demons. And that is where we will close it out.
Yes. Yes.
Love it.
Everything about
Look, as
that.
long as it's not Slanesh demons, I'm fine.
That's all of them.
The armies of chaos.
And that is how Capricorn 3 ends, as they start discussing how a more hopeful end now that they are no longer threatened by the hungering void. They just have to deal with possibly the minor chaos incursion that's happening in the back of the ship, which they don't know about.
Well, it's heresy, but it'll.
And I thank you all for watching in this kind of slightly slapdash, definitely full of references roller coaster that I've taken over the last 10 weeks.
It's been a lot of fun. I have loved this story. It's been ridiculous and zany and heart-wrenching at times. And I wanted to name the colony after the captain because I thought that would be the most fitting tribute. But that's after show talk. So
well, if you guys want me to do this again, obviously the name of the next show will be Capricorn 3 Arena's Hope.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
But
Well, and that entire campaign will just be us playing the game, surviving Mars,
pretty
just
much.
talking with each other while we play that game.
I've heard of that game, never played it, but now that it's the end of the episode, we have 3 announcements to make.
Yep.
The first announcement is that we will be rebranding and renaming the channel. Obviously, I'm not going to say what we're changing the channel name to in case somebody rushes out and tries to steal the channel name from me. Not that would ever happen on the internet, surely. But the channel will be rebranding, and it will be announced, and it's not going to affect anyone that's following the channel already because you're already following. The same goes for the YouTube channel. When this goes up, the YouTube channel will also change, but if you're subscribed, that won't be affected.
However, there is a new Twitter account because we couldn't change the name of the existing one.
Yes, there is a new Twitter account.
Look out for the tweet.
Yep.
And if you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like, favorite, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff.
Make the algorithm go burr.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Watch other videos on this channel. That really makes the algorithm go burr.
Yeah. Click all the things, make the algorithm go burr and such. And to the other 2 announcements, we have starting January the 20th.
I'll give you the dates. Give me a second. Starting on January the 21st, we will have a Stars Without Number campaign DM'd by yours truly. And starting January the 22nd,
you'll have a Thimbot Gaming DM'd by me. And
Yay.
I look forward to torturing them all in a more permanent capacity.
I look forward to torturing all of them my own ways.
Yay for that one. Boo to the Stars Without Numbers game because I couldn't join and I wanted to.
You couldn't because you had another game and that was your choice.
Yep. It's your choice to be in like 8 games.
Yeah. You make these life choices, Ryan.
It's not my fault that we need more time in the day.
Anyway,
That's fair.
we thank you sincerely for coming with us on this journey. And in the new year, we hope you enjoy the stories we tell. Goodbye, everybody.
And we're not leaving because we've got the after show to do.
I will have to stop the stream and restart it to do the after show. So
Yeah,
We'll be
so,
back in a second, y'all.
Yes. Thank you for everyone watching. I hope you've enjoyed the journey as much as we have. As Gerald said.
And remember,
Bye.
and remember, everything is true. Anything is possible.
Including dragons.
Especially dragons.